I think it was 4:30 in the morning. I got two videos, and I always appreciate videos about stories. Same story, but different videos that were made from different organizations. One was about Aisha Torah, and another video was made by someone else. What was the story? There's a Holocaust survivor, an older man. He's standing in the street, actually waiting for a ride, and there's a young Israeli, what they call today, whatever it is, the term is not religious. Anyway, he says, the older man turns to the Israeli and says, "Boker tov, achi." And the Israeli says, "Achi? Ani lo achi. Ata lo ach sheli. You're not my brother." And the conversation goes on. And then he shows him, he says, "You see this?" And he shows him a tattoo. He says, "You, the Charedim, you think that I'm not going into the grave," which, of course, is one of the biggest fables and made-up stories, that a person that has a tattoo doesn't get buried in a cavery. So that's not one of the reasons why he's not going to be buried. But anyways, after that, what happens? The old man pulls down his shirt and shows, "I also have a tattoo." It's a Holocaust survivor. And then he says to his friend, to his new friend, this Israeli, says to him, "And you know, I learned a lesson from my teacher, that we are brothers. Anachnu ken achim." So the Israeli says, "Who's your teacher?" And the Holocaust survivor says, Adolf Hitler. He taught us that doesn't matter what you're keeping and exactly what you're holding in your Judaism, you're still a Jew. And from that, afterwards, actually, one of the versions of the story is that the Holocaust survivor disappears, and then another Israeli shows up, and this Israeli says, "Achi." And it's very moving. And it's a powerful story. And I want to share with you a chiddush also, that in Hilchos Avelus, when we speak about Avelus, about tearing, there's halacha that once a person does kriya, the masha, you go to the kaisel, the way you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to take your old shvetzi, kvetched shirt. It's supposed to be the shirt that you're wearing, and you tear and you feel the pain. So there's halacha you're not allowed to be me'ache. Me'ache. Interesting word, so it hit me. Me'ache comes to Lashon ach. You know why? Because me'ache means to make a perfect stitch. An achim is a perfect stitch amongst Klal Yisrael. So I'm not speaking now about Teichoch, I'm not speaking about Kiyuv, I'm not speaking about whether a person has a Chiyuv, exactly what to do and what to do, and whether that person is considered a Mechal Shabbos, is considered not a Jew Gabi Yainesa. I'm speaking about the fact that the Jewish people are one nucleus based on the Yerushalmi and Maseches Nedarim. And based on the Gemara Daf Chav Zayin, in Maseches Sanhedrin, Kol Yisrael Arivin Zeh B'Zeh, that Be'etzim we're all one. And when we do something, whether it's positive or negative, affects everyone. And therefore, when someone doesn't do something, whether they say how, they don't say how, the only pain that we should have is because maybe spiritually we're affecting each other. That's the concern. Why? Because we're all one. That's where it has to stem from. And I want to add to you the following. You know, Chaim Shmulevitz, I just heard someone was telling me, I don't know, in one of the girls' seminars they were teaching, of Chaim Shmulevitz. I started off the previous video with my classmates, two of them which are not here in this world. Chaim Shmulevitz said that the people, the soldiers that went to fight, he was speaking then during the Yom Kippur War, that went to fight for Klal Yisrael, Chaim Shmulevitz, are like Harugei Lud. She'ein, that means that no one else can enter the Mechitza. That Harugei Lud, these were Jews that would sacrifice. The Gemara Maseches Baba Basra, they sacrificed themselves for the sake of the other Jewish people. It's the same thing, says of Chaim Shmulevitz, Rosh Yeshiva of Mir. How can you get better than that? That's when you meet another Jew, and especially a Chaya, you're asking for a bracha. That's what everyone should do. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're Moisel Nefesh. So we're also Moisel Nefesh. Of course, the people that are learning Torah hopefully are Moisel Nefesh too, and it takes Mesiras Nefesh, not to drink the coffee and the cake and the cookies and everything else, and to learn really. And it's not easy. Everyone has to know their job, but I'm just telling you what Chaim Shmulevitz said. And of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, one of the Gdolei HaPoskim, maybe my favorite posek of the past, Chaim Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, who said that why run to Miron? That's what he told the student when you could go to Har Herzl and daven by the Kvorim of the Chayalim. That's this week's parasha, to make yourself a better person. That's eating kosher. I had a question a few days ago, and people were, where does it say kosher? Kosher means, there's one place in Megillah says, which means to be machshir, to make ourselves better people. Why? Because we're better people. We connect to the Rebbeinu Shem better, and we connect to each other. And we should be zeicher that connection to bring the Geula b'mheira b'yameinu.